Hi, I'm meteorologist Rich Marriott, and it's going to be kind of a gray start to the day around western Washington, and a lot of kids heading back to school today. It might make it a little bit easier that it isn't a beautiful sunny summer day out there, and at least it's not a heat wave and it's not raining to start school. And this week it's not going to be that tough for the kids, hopefully, to head back to school. A lot of kids really excited about it, and you see the Everett Tower Cam showing those gray skies out there. There's been a little bit of light fog around as well, but it hasn't interfered with travel at all. And you see there our Queen Anne Tower looking a little gray, and today these clouds are going to burn off more quickly than they did yesterday, and we'll pick up a couple degrees on that. And looking out, you can still see the Tacoma Dome out there. The camera actually sitting right in the base of the clouds here, so not quite as foggy as it would appear. Unless you're on one of the hills, then you're sitting in one of those clouds as well. Looking at our First Alert 7-day forecast, you can see we do warm up a little bit today and then a little bit more as we head towards tomorrow, but nothing too excessive. Upper 70s and low to mid 80s, and then we start a little bit of a cool down as we head towards the weekend. And it seems like we've had a lot of that this summer, where we hit our warmest temperatures midweek and then we cool as we head into the weekend. Looking out this morning, that satellite image actually pretty interesting. First of all, we've got some high clouds just kind of passing through and moving on up towards Vancouver Island, but you can see that marine push overnight really filled in the lowlands of western Washington. You can see it's filled in the river valleys and the Strait, but you can also see it's starting to burn off out along the coast already, and that's going to, the change that's taking place is going to help it clear out more quickly over Puget Sound. The other thing you'll notice out of this too is the smoke haze, especially over there in eastern Washington. It's pretty prevalent. You can kind of see it filtering over towards the west side a little bit, though that's mostly what you're looking at on the west side is pretty much altitude around 5,000 to 6,000 feet and above is where we're seeing most of that smoke that's coming out of eastern Washington and not affecting air quality. I'll show you more of that in just a minute. National Weather Service has put out a heat advisory for the Cascade foothill valleys up there, where you may see a few places moving into the mid 80s to maybe near 90 degrees for the next couple of days. But as soon as you move any distance at all, you're back down into the low to mid 80s or even some 70s as you get towards Puget Sound. We also have, that goes through Thursday, and then we also have a fire weather watch out for the west slopes of the Cascades and the east slopes in Chelan County. That's going to be tomorrow afternoon through tomorrow evening. It's basically because very dry fuels, it's very hot, and there are unstable conditions, so we have an elevated fire danger, and especially tomorrow afternoon, they want to keep a very close watch on that. Checking our high temperatures, you can see around the Seattle area, we don't really get that warm, and a little bit of that has to do with the fact we have that smoke at elevation up there. When you do have a pretty good smoke haze, that does reflect back some of the heat, and it will take the temperatures, the high temperatures down a little bit from what they would get to otherwise. You can see as you get down around the Olympia area, a little bit warmer, pushing into the mid 80s, and then when you get up into those Cascade valleys where you're far away from Puget Sound and then moderating influence of that cold water, you'll see those temperatures possibly push up towards that 90-degree mark for a couple of days, and the reason for the heat advisory. Checking the smoke model in terms of the upper level smoke, you can see quite a bit of smoke moving through in waves. We get a little bit of a break later today, but then another band of that smoke moves on through. Again, not really affecting air quality. If we check it at the surface, you can see it stays pretty much light smoke that we're dealing with on through today and on into tomorrow, and really not having an impact at the surface. And that's been true through much of the summer. We've avoided the worst of that because it stayed pretty much up off the ground. Today, looking for good air quality, and you will see maybe a couple spots drop into the moderate range, but just barely into the moderate range. And at least at this point, we're looking for tomorrow to be pretty much good air quality down in the central and south sound, but we may see a little bit of smoke coming down out of Canada tomorrow, which will drop us down in the moderate range up there to the north. Taking a look at our temperatures today, you can see that difference between being near the water and not. Looking at the upper 60s to low to mid 70s there in Whatcom County, but when you get at the interior there around Diablo Lake and that area, you'll see temperatures getting into the 90s. Quite a sharp contrast. And kind of seeing that, you got your cooler temperatures, low to mid 70s near the water for Snohomish County, and temperatures pushing into the 80s as you move into the interior valleys and all the way down through the area. Seeing the low 80s around Seattle today, and then we'll see those temperatures as you get inland, especially over the Cascade Passes, up into the mid to upper 80s. A real sharp east-west difference, and about the same thing happening there around the South Sound. Checking out towards the coast, a cool day out there along the coastal beaches, mid to upper 60s. Looking for the mid to upper 80s as you move down that I-5 corridor south of Seattle, and then out of towards the Olympic Peninsula, 60s along the coast. We've seen this a lot this summer, into the 80s as you move inland a bit, and some low to mid 80s on the east side of the Olympics. And overall for Puget Sound, those clouds give way to sunshine. 70s to low 80s today. We're going to see mostly sunny skies and warm temperatures for Wednesday and Thursday. We'll see it cool a little bit Friday, and then Saturday partly sunny. There's a slight chance of seeing a sprinkler or maybe a light shower. We're still watching that closely. Won't amount to much, it doesn't look like. And then we'll be back to partly sunny Sunday. Highs over the weekend in the mid-70s. And we start off next week with partly sunny skies and temperatures in the low to mid-70s.